It is time for our top 50 games that we've ever played. And it has been 2 years since we've done a comprehensive list like this. We took off last year because baby, all that stuff. So we have 2 years worth of, playing new games to us, new games coming out. So I know for my list, there has been a good amount of shifting around.
Same for mine.
Really?
Yeah.
So some of them might be games that are new to us that we played that have been out for a while, or new releases. And I will say I was having a hard time with some of the games that did not make the cut. Some sentimental games did not make the cut, and it was a little painful.
I was thinking the same thing. There's a lot of games that I feel like would have easily made the list in the last couple of years prior, but now it's like, whoa, that got left off. That's surprising.
So we're doing it in segments of 10. And we wanted to briefly mention our channel sponsor, Game Toppers. We have been thoroughly enjoying our Game Topper and our, I feel like, just huge collection of game mats. Yeah. This right here is one of the newer ones, the Nature game mat. And it is gorgeous. Just want to give a shout out to our channel sponsor. So we're going to get going. We don't know each other's lists. Our lists are going to be probably pretty different. I think we're going to have some crossovers here and there, but we are completely different gamers. So we're going to have probably significant differences in our lists. Well, let's get right started with our number 50. So, Justin, I guess you're up first. I do want some clues.
You want some clues? All right, we're going to go with Deck Builder.
Star Wars deck building game.
Negative. We're going to go a little simpler.
Oh.
So this is our version, one of our versions of Star Realms. And this was definitely kind of the easier, simplified version of getting into deck building for us, at least for me anyway, because the first thing we ever played was Dominion, and we were both, I was very lost.
That was way back in the day. When
way back in the day.
Never really, we were learning games.
Didn't know a darn thing about deck building games. So when Star Realms got introduced to me, to us, and all of that by way of your brother, that simplified deck building for me, and it made it make sense. And this was my introduction into the deck building world, which I love. I like deck building games a lot. Star Realms, spacey. It's simple. It's not. There's no frills or anything like that. It's just you build a deck and you try and beat the other person with it, and it's just simple. There's no extra stuff, and I really, really like it.
Well, there is a lot of extra stuff, but we just don't have it. We have like the base.
There's
a lot of expansion material.
We have the base Star Realms. I'm just learning that there is extra stuff to Star Realms.
Yes.
However, I like the base. It's what got me into deck building, and that is why it still lives in my top 50.
That is a good choice. Okay, so do you want to guess? Mine's a big box.
They're all big boxes.
Well, I guess I shouldn't say that. It's sequel to Scythe.
Expeditions?
Yes. All right, so we're going to put Expeditions. This is new to the list, and I'm afraid to stand it up because things might shift around. So this is a newer release. Was this, 2023, I believe. So newer release and new to my list. And I really enjoy this one a lot. You have, it's not the same. It's in the world of Scythe. And you do have mechs, and your mechs are traveling on these different tiles, and you're flipping over locations. And you have some engine building, some worker placement on your cards. And you're trying to tuck cards on several of your player board sides to get points. And I love that sense of exploration in games where you're moving your mech and flipping over tiles. You don't know what's underneath, and you're trying to vanquish these power and guile tiles on there to get points. And there's like different ways to get points. So I just really enjoy that. I love exploration. I just think I really like traveling on tiles and exploring things. I just love that.
Yeah, this one surprisingly got my attention as well. It was like when it looked like Scythe, I was like, oh jeez, but it's totally different. I really enjoy it, so I approve.
Yeah, engine building card driven game. That is Expeditions.
So for number 49, we're going to move into something that's a little more kind of naturey and tableau building. And
Meadow.
No. But it's pretty like that. Now, here's the problem. We have lent out one copy of it. It is Ecosystem, but we do have the Ecosystem Coral Reef version right here that I can at least show you guys.
You know, they came out with a Savannah one of Ecosystem as well.
I was not aware of that.
Yeah.
So, but Ecosystem in general, it's a card game. You are drafting and passing around the table, and you're drafting a card each time it passes, and you're trying to do basically set collection as you lay them out into your tableau. Everybody can see what you're laying down, so they might be, hate drafting and doing all that kind of fun stuff just to make sure you don't get something that they see you might have. But essentially what you're trying to do is you're trying to collect certain cards that have certain abilities, and the way you lay them out in your tableau gives you points. And it's kind of puzzly in the way that you're doing it, but you're also kind of trying to figure out what's actually going to come around. And it goes over, I believe it's 3 rounds of drafting. So, first round you're not really seeing or getting things what you want, but hopefully the next round you're getting things. So you're kind of planning things out throughout, but there's always that chance that you're never really going to get what you're hoping for.
And it's a 4x4 grid, right?
It
looks like a 4x4
yeah. Your
grid.
tableau, it's a 4x4 grid, so it's like 3 rounds or 4 rounds. I forget how it goes, but it's beautiful too. That's the point and that's one of the big things
It's
about
so
this game is the
nice.
artwork is amazing.
Both versions
that we have.
I'm
the Coral Reef version.
I'm sure the Savannah one is going to be gorgeous as well.
Absolutely gorgeous. So when it's out there on the table, you see all these cards, and it's just really pretty. So
yeah, from Genius Games.
I really, really like this little series of games.
Yeah, sweet.
Ecosystem.
That's a good choice. All right, so this might be one of our heavier games. It is from Devere Games, and it has yokai cards and pilgrims that are going along paths, and you don't know, so it is Bitoku. This is a very big, sprawling production. Lots of components. I mean, this thing is full of bags of stuff. And this is a hand management game and dice placement, and you got battle over some tracks. Your dice will be crossing the river. I mean, there's a lot going on in this game. You have pilgrimages and all kinds of stuff. But I like how it all comes together, and I love the table presence. For some people, it's going to be a little crazy, because there is a lot of iconography as well. But I love the way it looks. I really enjoyed this game a lot. This is a little overdue in a play. I need to play pretty soon because it's been a while. But man, this game is a big, awesome, sprawling production.
Yeah, it's one of those that when she first laid it out on the table, I was
it's intimidating.
What?
It is intimidating.
And for someone like me who doesn't like super complicated games, it was like...
And lots of iconography.
And a lot of iconography. But this one worked for me too, and I was a big fan of it, and actually made my top whatever games in the last time we did it. So we'll see if it ends up there this time.
Okay. Well, let's move on.
By the way, kind of reviewing my list here, this was just off of my top 50, number 51. Alright, so here we go. This is the game that really kind of started it all off for us.
Splendor.
You got it. So, for me, number 40, it is Splendor, and it's just classic for us. It's one of those games that we played a bajillion times in the early days of gaming, and it was just, there's a lot of memories that go with this game, and, another one that, for me, now it's more simplistic, and it's like, the mechanism is like, okay, easy. But it's one of those things that when we first started playing games, it was like,
It's really good.
It was hard for me to wrap my head around how to sort all these things out, but this was definitely the game that really started it off for me, for both of us probably. And again, a lot of great memories, and you're trying to, set collection, and you're trying to, we're all drafting from this open space here, and trying to build up our economic status so that we can then buy stuff for free, essentially.
Yeah.
And so just so good, and we don't play it very often
we don't play
anymore.
As much anymore.
But it's one of those games
It has gotten a lot of love. I'm very particular about the games. But this game has a lot of wear for our games.
Yeah.
So this has gotten lots of love.
Yeah.
So this one over Splendor Duel, or
Yes.
now this was the one that just missed my top 50. This was one of those that was very sentimental, that I had a hard time letting go off the top 50.
Ooh, that's surprising.
It's tough because I do love that game, but there's a lot of games I would probably play over it. But it's good, and it's sentimental, but it fell off.
Yeah, it'll probably stick around for me for a little while, but it is right there at the
So good.
at the edge of the 50. So
Yeah. Okay, so mine is 8 games in 1.
to the moon.
Welcome to the moon. This is a really fun flip and write game, and there seriously is 8 different adventures in this box that you can play. Literally 8 different games in here that you can play. We haven't even played them all. We played at least half of them, and each adventure, each little map or sheet that you're filling in is completely different gameplay. For instance, the first one is kind of a more introduction one, but it's still fun. And then we played some others that was just like, oh my gosh, like my brain was on fire because it was so much thinking.
It's brain burning, some
Yes.
of these, and the decisions you have to make, and it's like, and it can really work out well for you later, or it can kind of shoot yourself in the foot later,
Oh yeah,
so.
this is good. And I guess there's like this campaign as well that you can play through all 8 of them, or you can just play them by themselves. But you have three piles of cards, and you're flipping them over, and you're filling in the number and the symbol. And this is a good one, guys. If you like flip and write, roll and write stuff, try this one. This seriously is 8 different games in one.
Yeah,
It's so much fun.
Super
Welcome to the moon.
So up next for me is a version of a game that used to be your number 1.
Everdell Far Shore.
Everdell Far Shore. And the reason that I choose, I say Everdell, a version of a game that she used to be her number 1. Everdell, of course, used to be her number 1 a couple of years ago, but Everdell Far Shore, I just feel like is a better version of.
So this is the
Everdell.
Everdell that's on your list.
This is my Everdell.
In the 40s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So that I really enjoy it. You're drawing from the center. People are drawing cards from the center area. You're also drawing from the deck. You're trying to build out your city, and all these cards work together, and you go through the different seasons. This is another one of those. Is like when we first started playing Everdell, it was like confusing to me because it was kind of still early on, but as I kind of recognized how to start playing these games, and I started to see that Everdell Far Shore just offered a lot more in the way of like sometimes you get stuck with Everdell with some of the cards.
This fixes some of the issues that people had with Everdell.
Absolutely.
I feel like if I was gonna get someone new to Everdell, like I probably would pick this one first.
Yeah.
The cards themselves, like all the abilities and the cards, are more easy to understand than some of the other ones. Like there were like dungeon and cemetery. Like there were some cards that were just like confusing, at least for me, to kind of figure out and play. This is a good one.
Yeah,
I do like this game.
It adds some cool things to it. Ways that you can recycle cards, and also the boat that goes around the outside.
Metal anchors.
Yeah, metal anchor, metal pieces. She likes metal pieces. So I just think Everdell Far Shore,
It was a
top
good one.
notch.
It
So
was a good one.
definitely belongs on the list.
Good choice. So for me, it is my first ever dabble into any kind of CCG, TCG. It's obvious.
Star Wars Unlimited.
Yes. So I have here my first ever like binder for my cards, and I have like some of the starter deck, the first starter deck. So Luke Skywalker and Death Vader.
Death Vader.
Darth Vader in this box here, and I am really enjoying this game. It is fun. It gives me some vibes of that Star Realms and Star Wars
Star
deck
Wars
building
deck
game,
building.
like this 2-person duel. Some similar mechanics and I love that there are the 2 different arenas that battles are going on. You have space and ground, and then those units can also attack the base. It's not a complex game. It's quick. It's fun. I really enjoy this. You enjoy playing this with me too. Artwork isn't my all-time favorite, but I still don't mind it. I like it. But I'm having a lot of fun with Star Wars Unlimited, and it's probably gonna get up there with like most played games for me, because I played it a lot lately, and I really am excited. I'm excited for the next set. It's gonna be The
She's
Mandalorian.
growing her collection of cards.
Yeah, because a friend is getting a lot of cards, and I'm getting all of his extras.
Yeah.
So that alone has kind of been filling in some spots for me.
Yeah, so fortunately we haven't broken the bank yet.
Well, I've been having lots of fun with Star Wars Unlimited.
Moving right along, it's another oldie but goodie for us. Kind of going back to the early days, and this is tile laying and moving around Little Panda.
Oh, Panda. Definitely Takanoko.
Mm-hmm. So, Takanoko, such cool artwork and
Yeah, it's
just
cool.
just really, really well done. I love everything about this game. You've got your little bamboo pieces that you're building up. You've got
love
the
it.
panda that's hopping around. You're placing the tiles. You're building these water pathways and trying to water your bamboo and feed the panda and all this fun stuff. Such a good game with lots of memories on this one as well.
Did you play this with my brother?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we played this with my brother. I remember
Oh,
this
yeah.
one. This was his game.
And we have not played it in a while.
It's
and
been a while.
I think we need to bust it out just
Yes,
for
we do.
old times.
We do.
And it is so good. Another one that when I first started playing, I was like, "What am I doing? I have no clue." But as you get into it, and it's really not that hard, and it's a good intro game for some people that kind of want to get into games, not in a not so complicated way. But it's really cute.
I want to get the giant version of this game
does want the giant
really
version.
badly.
So, Takanoko.
Okay, well, we got some more critters, and this is a kind of a tile laying game in a way.
Tile laying critters. I don't know. Cascadia.
Yes,
Oh.
Cascadia. Yes, I don't have it the box on correctly, but yeah, you're putting out habitat tiles, and you got nature tokens, and you're building out your habitat, and you're trying to have things or like the tokens on it to fulfill certain goals. There's multiple objectives that you're trying to do for the different animal types, and you're trying to get majorities with your different landscapes compared to everyone else, trying to have the most connected in all the different landscapes. And this is just a lot of fun, and it's a gorgeous production. This is a great family weight game. This has just been a kind of a go-to if we want just a nice puzzly filler game with. It's not overly brain burning, but it's still fun.
Yeah. I have to ask though, is it because this was on your list that you chose this game map?
No, that's because was already out because we played Earth,
Oh, that's true.
and
It
so
was.
I didn't change it because I mean, why would I want to change this beautiful map?
Yeah, but you can see how this fits this
Oh,
very
yes.
nicely. So
Yes.
if you have Cascadia, if you wanna
Yes,
improve
this
your gaming
nature game
experience,
ad
you know.
is really fun to play with these nature games.
works really well.
But this is such a great game. Love it. That's Cascadia.
All right, you will guess it with one word. Minesweeper.
Oh, Tiwanaku.
Tiwanaku. So this is, as I just said, it's kind of like Windows 95 Minesweeper in a board game, but it's kind of like deduction, exploration, and it's an abstract game. It's really pretty. It's really fun. It's really cool. I was a big fan. I wasn't a video gamer growing up, but I did play Minesweeper on the computer a lot, and so like the deduction aspect, I really enjoyed. And this definitely kind of gives you that feel. And you know, it's kind of
It's
set.
a nice production
And it's
too.
kind of set in the Andes in South America, and it's like, I like this kind of stuff. So I don't know. This was one of those games that really kind of caught my eye, and even to the point where I ended up.
This is his first and only thing he's ever backed, crowdfunding wise. So that if that says something.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm a big fan. I really like it. We need to play it more.
Yes, I agree. We do need to play this again. Okay. Well, I'm going back to nature. One nature game guess.
One nature game.
3, 2, 1.
I have no idea.
Meadow.
I said it earlier.
So this is another gorgeous nature game. Oh, we haven't played this yet on this nature game mat, have we? Yeah, we can do that. So this game, you have this grid of cards that everyone has possibility of getting cards from. And it's that same mechanism as Quadropolis, I think it was, where you place out a tile in the notch and you can pick a card from that row or column and add it to, and you're gonna be placing cards out in your surroundings area or your meadow, and you're gonna be playing cards on top of each other, having to fulfill the costs. And there's a campfire board where you're trying to achieve some goals and also keep track of the rounds and such. And it's a gorgeous game. Man, this probably would be in like a top 10 board game art. I mean, it is absolutely stunning, and I do enjoy the gameplay a lot. So this is Meadow from Rebel Studio, and oh, this is actually interesting. So this game and my next one is both from Rebel Studio, the publisher. But this is, yeah, I really like this game a lot. I wouldn't mind trying the expansion. It has like little kayakers and stuff going down the river and stuff. Anyway, so that is Meadow.
All right, so the next one on my list is somewhat of a newer game to us, and we're out in space, and we're sending stuff to the moon and bringing stuff back. And
Oh, Lunar Rush.
Lunar Rush.
Ooh, wow, you liked it that much.
I did like it, and I don't know, it was just one of those things. I liked how you could upgrade your player board,
Your base, yeah.
your base, and
It is fun.
And you know, you're trying to figure out, because you're very limited in the amount of actual turns that you have, and so you know, every time you got to be thinking about, you know, are you gonna spend effort to do this upgrade on your base, and so that you can then later do stuff to make you that much stronger. I just like that idea of building your base to make your, I guess, economy better. And then, you know, you're sending astronauts and stuff
All
out
kinds of goodies out
to the moon so that you can then bring stuff back from the moon. But you are kind of playing around with also trying to figure out how much do you want to sacrifice in order to go first. Right, because if you go first, then you have first pick of how quickly you can get to the moon. But
you're basically spending your victory points for initiative.
For position,
yes.
Yeah, for position on who goes first. So I like that kind of balance and little mind game there.
It's a good one.
This is
I played
fun.
a lot of space games, and this is like the only game so far that I played out of the many I played. That actually gives you that feel of actually like shipping stuff to the moon and back. Like you're putting stuff on these ships and they're actually like moving on routes, and it's really cool.
Yeah. I was a big fan, and so that's why it has made my list.
and the publisher is Dead Alive Games.
Dead Alive.
Now, for me, we're gonna stay in space.
Ooh,
but
surprise.
we're gonna have some cats in space.
Oh wow. Mlem.
We have Malem Space Agency.
Mlem.
Now this is, yeah, I mean they went with the weirdness. I mean, obviously it's kind of off the wall, right? But oh, this is such a fun game. I love space games. I love cats. I love push your luck and dice rolling games. This has all of that. This is a great production for the price point. I am just amazed at, like, I got this for $30 at the game store. The designer is Reiner Knizia. Like I said, this is Rebel Studio, who also did Meadow. And this has been a blast. Oh my gosh, we've had so much fun playing this game.
Yeah.
Everyone can send one of their cat astronauts onto the rocket, and then you can jump off whenever you want. But if you keep rolling your dice and you don't roll what you need, then the rocket crashes and everyone gets off the rocket. But each astronaut, you have like multiple kinds of astronauts, and they have different abilities. So like one might be able to parachute off, one might be able to go up one. Like there's all kinds of things, and you're trying to jump off to different planets and moons to get points, and trying to make it all the way to the top sometimes to get a lot of points. It is so much fun. I thoroughly enjoy this game.
Yeah, when she got this, I was like, okay, I'm not the one that does the research on games, so when I saw it, it was like, okay, it's cats and it's space, so it has to be Jody. But I was just like, okay, what is this silly game? And then she rolls out this mat, this game mat that
cool
comes
mat.
with this game. It's so cool.
Yeah.
And the game itself is just
It's
the
fun.
push your luck on this is just awesome. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah,
I really
we've
enjoy
had
it.
had a fun time with everyone we played with this so far has had a blast.
Yeah.
This is fun. That is Malem Space Agency.
Mlem. All right, next on the list is similar to an old kind of game that's rooted in Asia.
I don't know.
That game being Mahjong.
Oh, Dragon Castle.
Dragon Castle. So, I mean, rooted in, so we've never actually played Mahjong, at least I haven't.
We have it.
We have
I need
it.
someone to teach me how to play it.
But the tiles on this game look
they're
like
so
those Mahjong tiles, and they're so pretty. They're just these simple, plain, white, rectangular prisms that have these really cool, pretty designs in a bunch of colors. And you know, you're trying, and you set up the tiles so that they're stacked on each other, and you can only take certain ones that are completely revealed. And you're trying to use that in your own player board to build up castles and things like that. And then you might have these other abilities from these other cards and things like that that are going on. We haven't played this one in a while.
I know.
I want to.
I've been wanting to bring this out again.
I want to because
Those tiles are just so nice.
This has been one of my favorite games for a long time, and I'm missing it.
Yeah.
And I love we love the feel of the tile, just the tactile
Everything
nature
about it
of
is
it
good.
is so good. And then when it's all done, and you've got your player board, and you've got these tiles with the
Little roof.
with the castle roofs on
Yeah.
them. It just looks so cool at the end. So it's really cool to see what you built.
We gotta do this again.
So I'm a big fan. Dragon Castle needs to come out more.
Yeah, good choice. Okay, well, you've already talked about it in this list, and we're talking about some more pandas. And I really love Takenoko a lot, and I really want to get the giant version.
Mm-hmm.
They had done a recent crowdfunding, but it wasn't in the budget because it's a pretty pricey acquisition. But man, one day when we're millionaires, I'll get the giant version with the giant panda and bamboo. Oh my gosh, we might have to get that in the future for our little kiddo down the road. I think that'd be a lot of fun to play as a family. The giant version of Takenoko.
I'm sure she would like that.
It's so much fun. I love this game, and like you said, huge sentimental factor as well. I remember playing with my brother. This was my brother's game. So I just like a lot about this game. So that is Takenoko.
All right. So next on the list, let's go with the clue being Vikings. That's very broad.
There's Reavers of Midgard and Tiny Epic Vikings.
Okay, so we're gonna go with
Reavers of Midgard.
So this is one.
We haven't played this one in a while
that
either.
We also haven't played in a long time.
Oh, and it's so good.
I love the look of it when it's out there on the table. The color of the board, it's amazing. This is probably one of those first games that I think I surprised Jody with. Like, this is a big kind of wild, complex, more complex, or at least a lot going on type of game with a lot of points. And I think I surprised Jody with like, oh, that was fun. Let's do it again.
I was so surprised.
And you know, I'm a huge fan. There's
It's
a lot
an
of
awesome
a lot of cool dice in this game.
Yes.
A lot of different places that you can go and place your people, and get different varying benefits and stuff like that. And there's always one that we like to go to where it seems like it's
like Christmas morning
all the time because you draw these tiles and you end up flipping them over. It's like, oh, what did I get? And
I want to play this game. This was like 51, 52. This was like right off my list.
Yeah.
Right off my list.
Yeah, and you know.
It's so good.
If we had played it more recently, it might be higher.
For me too, it might have been on my list if we played it recently.
It might be higher. It's been so long, and we need to get it back on the table. We just.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
Mm-hmm. Reavers of Midgard.
And we don't really care for champions in Midgard that much, but we really like Reavers.
Yep.
So
I think we like it better.
Okay, mine is really cool polyomino pieces.
Project L.
Yes. And we did back the last time. We sold our original copy back the last time, the master box, because we really like Project L a lot. So this has like an expansion in it, really nice storage, it has nice trays. So this production is outstanding. Even just the base game, you have all of these amazing, like, are they acrylic? I don't know what they are.
Yeah, I think so.
Amazing different shapes, plastic or acrylic, whatever, and you're putting them in these little like dual layered boards, and you're trying to complete these different objectives to get the most points. You're trying to complete the most, and some of them have points. Some of them, well, when you complete it, gives you another piece, and you're kind of getting more pieces. And oh man, this is just an amazing game, amazing production. We have lots of fun playing this with friends, and this is a good one, guys.
And it's usually a pretty quick teach.
Yes, this is a really good one. That is Project L. Well, I know what your next one is because I had just talked about it.
Project L. So this is how we're gonna round out this segment of 10 for me is with Project L. Just like everything she just said, it's polyomino, it's puzzly.
It's right up your alley.
We love this game so much that we had to get this version, and you know the extras that came with the new version, the little whatever.
Finesse is the expansion.
The expansion material. It added to it and made it, made a fun game. Even a little more fun. I actually really enjoyed it.
And it has metal coins.
And it has metal coins because of the expansion, silly metal coins.
I'm just surprised that this was not higher on your list.
Yeah, well,
that's surprising to me.
Honestly, I was surprised whenever I was making the list where it landed, but that is where it landed.
Okay, well, that's where it landed. Mm-hmm. Okay, so a little grace here. This is like my one and only cheat for my entire top 100, I would say. This is kind of a cheat because they are two different games, but they're so close in like gameplay, I just put them together. I didn't want to take up another spot because they're they're so
This is
close.
a big time cheat.
It's not a big time cheat.
It's a cheat.
No.
That's a cheat.
Okay, it's a cheat, but it's my one and only cheat. Okay, we have Star Realms and Star Wars: The Deck Building Game.
I'm gonna throw something extra in there.
These are two different games, but when I describe this game, I pretty much describe it Star Wars, Star Realms. It pretty much is Star Realms game, but with Star Wars theme put on it.
There's more to it.
There are some differences, but they're both deck building games, very similar play, and I love them both. Okay, so I lumped them together. I know this is a really huge cheat, but just give me a little grace.
Make a decision.
I can't. That's the problem. They're both in space. They're both like Star Realms is like space stuff, and this I can't like.
You don't like one better than the other.
I literally cannot make a decision. I tried, so I just lumped them together because I don't know which one I like more. So yeah. So that's how I'm wrapping up with this top.
I call a foul.
This 10.
I call a
This
foul.
10.
Yellow
but
card.
I promise this is like my one and only cheat.
Yellow card.
And they're so similar. Anyway. That is my 41. Justin's just over here calling me cheater. Cheater. It was just the one. Anyway, that is our 50 through 41. And let us know which games out of all of these we talked about interest you the most or never heard of that want to try. We do have some differences.
Mine are better.
Whatever. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe, all that fun stuff. And we will see you on the next 10.